Have you ever had a plan that you thought might be the answer, only to find out that that plan wasn't going to work? That's where Steve and I found ourselves this week. Welcome back to my channel and my Stage 4 Cancer Journey. If you're new here, each week I share what it's like to navigate Stage 4 cancer while focusing on spiritual, physical, and mental wellness. My hope is that by sharing the good days, the difficult days, and everything in between, I can encourage someone else who is walking through their own difficult journey. If that sounds like something you'd like to follow, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps me reach more people who may need a little hope and encouragement. Traveling back to Houston for treatment always brings a certain amount of anxiety. This week, I was meeting with my oncologist to find out whether my tissue sample contained the biomarkers necessary for me to potentially switch to the REM 422 clinical trial. I've mentioned REM 422 in some of my previous videos. It's a pill taken daily with a monthly checkup, and it's being offered at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida, only about an hour and a half from our home. For Steve and me, that would be a tremendous change. Our home is in Florida. Texas is where I come for treatment. We've spent nearly 2 years living around Houston in our coach while going through treatment cycles. And while we are grateful for the care I've received at mdanderson, Texas isn't home. So we were hoping REM 422 might provide an opportunity to receive treatment much closer to where we actually live. When my oncologist came into the room, she did my normal checkup and then gave me the news. Unfortunately, there weren't enough cancer cells in my tissue sample to perform the testing necessary to determine whether I could qualify for REM 422. And because the testing window closed on July 31st, pursuing that testing now would require another biopsy. Obviously, that wasn't the news we were hoping for. Trodelvy is still working. My tumors are not growing, and that is something we are incredibly grateful for. So for now, I will continue with the treatment that has been keeping my cancer stable. But Steve and I have also decided that we're going to be proactive. We've reached out directly to Moffitt in Tampa, Florida, to ask about any other clinical trials for adenoid cystic carcinoma. We don't know where that will lead. We don't know whether I'll qualify for another trial, but we're going to keep looking. We're going to keep asking questions, and we're going to keep praying. Our number one prayer is still for a miracle, that God would completely cure this cancer. Our second prayer is that God will provide a way for me to receive treatment in Florida, close to our home. That would eliminate so much of the financial, physical, and mental stress that comes with living away from home for treatment. Sometimes I think we have to remind ourselves that asking for another option isn't giving up on the current one. It's simply being proactive, and that's what we're doing. I'm reminded of Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope. I love that phrase, the God of hope, because hope doesn't mean that we know exactly what's going to happen. Hope means we trust God even when we don't. Right now, we don't know what the next treatment option will be. We don't know whether another trial will be available to me. We don't know what the future holds, but we do know that today my tumors are stable. Today Trodelvy is working, and today we have another opportunity to move forward. Now, don't tune out. This is a quick recipe, and I have more personal information to follow. While I was in Wisconsin last week during my week off of treatment, I also had something much simpler to be thankful for. My herbs grew beautifully. Apparently, they really enjoy the humidity in Texas. My basil, oregano, thyme, and rosemary and sage have all been growing nicely. I use my oregano in cooking and dry it to preserve it. The thyme, rosemary, and sage are wonderful for cooking, and I also use them to make compound butter. And that brings me to this week's recipe, fresh basil pesto. There's something so satisfying about growing your own herbs and then turning them into something delicious. Fresh basil adds wonderful flavor and also contains plant compounds and antioxidants. Combined with extra virgin olive oil, pine nuts, garlic, and Parmesan cheese, pesto is an easy way to add healthy fats, flavor, and nutrients to a meal. Begin with 1/2 cup pine nuts, 1/4 cup extra virgin olive oil, 2 small garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, and 1/4 teaspoon Celtic salt. Blend together. Add 2 cups fresh basil leaves. Blend until combined. Lastly, add 1/4 cup freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Blend until well combined and creamy. I will be pairing my pesto with diced chicken breasts and freshly made garlic and herb pasta. I love that wellness can be this simple. It doesn't always have to be another supplement or a complicated routine. Sometimes it's growing herbs, sometimes it's preparing food from scratch, sometimes it's getting outside and moving your body, and sometimes it's spending time in God's Word. Wellness means advocating for yourself and asking your medical team what other options are available. That's where Steve and I are right now. The REM 422 door didn't open because there weren't enough cancer cells in my sample to test. But that doesn't mean we're stopping. We're continuing Trodelvy. We're reaching out to Moffitt. We're exploring other possibilities. And above everything else, we're praying. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you." That is the promise I'm holding on to. I don't have to know what the next chapter looks like. I just have to keep taking the next step. Thank you for continuing to walk along Steve and me through this journey. Your prayers, encouragement, and support are greatly appreciated. If this video encouraged you, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you know someone facing cancer or another difficult season, please share this video with them. Keep praying, keep hoping, keep moving forward. God bless you, and I'll see you next Friday.